Welcome everyone to the Spotlight on Stage here at the Canadian Meetings and Events Expo. My name is Leanne, Calderwood, and we are day 2 of this vibrant show that I think it's safe to say the show is back. And I couldn't think of a person more that I want to celebrate the show being back than my friend Karen Doucette with Destination Moncton Dieppe. Karen is with us today to tell us a little bit about her neck of the woods. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you, Leanne, for having me. This is fantastic. I've been enjoying this show. It's my first time here, so yeah, I'm excited.
Well, and speaking of first times, Destination Moncton Dieppe is also fairly new to the scene. Tell us a little bit about the DMO itself and of course about your destination.
Yeah, for sure. So as Leanne mentioned, Destination Moncton Dieppe has only been established since April of last year. Prior to that, it was within their City Hall offices. So we are now a destination. We are selling Moncton and Dieppe. And I know when I say Moncton, Dieppe, everybody probably has heard of Moncton, maybe not so much about Dieppe. So Dieppe, for those who might not be familiar, is a city located directly beside Moncton. It was incorporated in 2003, so it's a fairly young city. Prior to that, it was a town and then I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But anyway, it was established and incorporated in 2003. You literally drive over the smallest little tiny overpass and you are in Dieppe. So if you've been to Moncton and you have shopped at the Champlain Mall, you are in Dieppe. If you have gone to the Delta Hotel, you are in Moncton. So it's that close that, but we do recognize that there is 2 cities in that area. So we are the hub or the heart of the Maritimes. We're centrally located in New Brunswick, and we have one of the largest hotel room accommodations for the province. So we're excited to be here. We're excited. We've rebranded and have this new logo, which I know you maybe have seen it on the floors around here as we have decals, and our logo's kind of been flashed a little bit all over the place. So yeah.
Well, and it's a gorgeous logo. It really captures the essence of the region, and it really is kind of like 2 cities in one when you work with Moncton and Dieppe. And you're not new to Moncton, Dieppe.
No, I'm not. I'm born and raised in Moncton. However, as probably many people have done, after my high school days, I went out and explored the country, and I lived in other different provinces in the Maritimes. I've lived in Nova Scotia. I lived in Prince Edward Island. Back in 2019, I moved back to Moncton, be closer to my family, and I am a true lover of Moncton and Dieppe area. I love the culture. I love just that homeness, that East Coast feeling of being there. So coming back has been bittersweet for me. To be back and selling now the destination to other people to come to my cities.
Well, and I had the great fortune to visit Moncton. It was probably 6 years ago, but what struck me about being in Moncton is, yes, you have this incredible urban city vibe, and now of course with Dieppe as part of that, you've got twice the amenities, I feel. But there's also things outlying of the city and things within the city that kind of bring you into the heart of Eastern Canada. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of the topography of Moncton Dieppe and some of the things that people can come and see?
Definitely. So in Moncton Dieppe, we have some great airlift, just so that you folks are aware. So we do have direct flights from Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, Hamilton, all flying into the Moncton airport. It's an international airport. And you can be from the airport to the downtown Moncton core in 8 minutes. It's an 8-minute drive from the airport into the downtown. You can stay in the downtown, and then within an hour, you can be at 2 national parks. You can be within 25 minutes, you can be to beautiful beaches with some of the warmest waters east of the Carolinas. You can go visit the largest lobster in Shediac, which is again only like 20 minutes from Moncton Dieppe. We have that Acadian culture at Pays de la Saguine, which again, about 40 minutes. You really have some amazing, you can come to the highest tides, in the world at the Hopewell Rocks. That number 1 tourist attraction in New Brunswick is only about a 30-minute drive from Moncton Dieppe. So we're a great central location, and then you can have that urban feel, you can have that city vibe, but then within 20 minutes, you can be in a relaxing Zen atmosphere, sitting on the beach, listening to the waves, and just relaxing in our beautiful province.
You know, and I've experienced the highest tides myself. A
Yes.
great Instagrammable moment, but not as Instagrammable as the lobster.
The lobster
which
is definitely, yes,
incredible.
it is a photo op that if you are coming to our area, you have to take the trip out. It's a beautiful, beautiful sculpture, a huge, huge lobster with a captain in front of it. You can stand up beside the captain and have your photo taken. And it's just, yeah, you probably, if you haven't seen it, you can Google it. You can go on our website. There's photos of it everywhere.
Well, and I think for Canadian meeting and event planners, as well as their delegates, that's something that can be woven into their program to make sure that they get that bucket list moment and truly see Canada from coast to coast, and not forgetting about these gems that we have in Moncton, Dieppe.
Little hidden treasures.
Yes, well, and one of the hidden things, or one thing I think planners would be surprised to know about the region, and you shared this to me yesterday, a little secret, is you celebrated something pretty special yesterday in the region.
Yeah, if you guys were here yesterday, walked by our booth, you may have seen we were not sporting our golf shirts that we have on today with our lovely logo on them. We were sporting our Acadian culture and our Acadian colors. So yesterday was the National Acadian Day. Or if you come to the East Coast or you celebrate that, you would know it as what we call Kanzu. And Kanzu, for those, I know we explained it to quite a few people yesterday, and when they hear the explanation, they're like, oh, that makes total sense. So it's the 15th of August, which was yesterday. So 15 is Quinze in French, and August is août. So we now have this National Acadian Day, and they celebrate it, and it's called Kanzu, and it's just an amazing time to be able to celebrate that culture. There are parades in the streets, and they're banging their pots and pans, and they are just making themselves heard in our province on that 15th of August. And you can really grasp that Acadian culture year round. But that day, that yesterday, the 15th of August, is always a fun celebration day. Lots of yummy eats, local flavors, and things like that. So yeah.
So Acadian Day, August 15th, Kanzu.
Kanzu.
Even us in Western Canada, we're going to celebrate Acadian Day
go.
next year.
Why
Not sure
not?
we'll do a virtual Zoom, Karen. It's
There we
going to
go.
be
I'm okay
a
with that.
ton of fun.
I would love it.
And this is only in Moncton, from what I understand.
Well, they actually celebrate it all through the province.
Okay.
But Dieppe does have the largest Acadian population in the world, actually. And Dieppe is a very francophone city, but does really step on that Acadian culture. Moncton does also do a component as well. And then there are some other areas within New Brunswick that celebrate up in the northern part of New Brunswick. But we really try and hammer that out and really celebrate.
Well, and that culture is quite unique, I think, to Moncton, Dieppe, with your Francophone language and the different things that you do. In fact, I believe you have an Acadian village, which kind of speaks to that culture. Tell us a little bit about the Acadian village and something special that's coming to the village later this year.
Well, and actually, so we have La Pays de la Saguine, as I mentioned. So Pays de la Saguine is actually probably, I'm going to say 35, 40 minutes outside of Moncton. Still a very, very short drive. For some people who live in a big city that might commute for an hour, 40 minutes doesn't seem so bad. And you're constantly moving. It's not like you're stuck in traffic. Yeah. And you get to explore the Acadian culture at La Pays de la Saguine. And it actually did kick off this month in August. We started a brand new light extravaganza show called Acadie Lumina. Lumina, who is the presenters of this light show, do have 17 shows around the world. That they have this amazing spectacular. It's a 1.5 kilometer walk in through the woods, but it has sounds and lights and shows that explain the Acadian culture. And we are the 18th one in the world, the only one in Atlantic Canada. And it just kicked off on August the 3rd. It'll go to, I believe, just after Thanksgiving this year. We do pack up some things in the wintertime to protect them from that, unfortunately, snowy weather we get in the East Coast. But there's still lots of fun and time to be able to go and explore that show. And I did go and see it before I came here. It is pretty amazing how just your whole atmosphere changes when you're walking through this little wood path that they have created.
Well, now it's on my bucket list.
There we
my
go.
bucket list
Exactly.
for Moncton just keeps growing
I
and
know.
growing. We've got the lobster. We've got the highest tides in the world. We've
Yes.
got the Lumina show. I have to come and see
Yes.
that. What else would planners be surprised to learn about the region?
I know for myself anyways, when I go and tell people, we have hosted some amazing events and world-renowned events in Moncton, Dieppe. We have had the Rolling Stones. We have had U2. We have hosted we just hosted Guns N' Roses. We have hosted the World Junior Hockey event, which you may have seen on TV in December and January, and probably saw this logo during commercial breaks and all that fun stuff. We have hosted FIFA. We have, we're hosting Morgan Wallen with the YQM Country Fest in Dieppe in 2 weekends from now. And the level of talent and the level of events that we have been able to bring to our cities. And really when people come, it's just, I think they're blown away by what we're able to actually accommodate. And we are very, as I mentioned, central in the Maritimes. We are only like 2 hours from Charlottetown. We are 2.5 hours to Halifax, 2 hours from Fredericton. So we are very, very central. And within that 2 hour radius, there's about 1.2 million people in population. So we, I think, surprise people when they come to our destination that we are able to give the elevated events and give you guys the facility to host these events that really do shock people.
It's very unassuming. No one would ever imagine that many people in that little radius. Corner of the world.
Yeah.
Now, Karen, because we've hung out a little bit, you know that I'm a foodie and a wine geek.
Yes.
And you were trying to tempt me again with more bucket list moments with some of your food and wine scene. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
So we do have a winery in Moncton, literally 10-minute drive, if that, from the downtown core, still within those Moncton city limits. They actually took home 4 medals this past year at the wine show, one that even hit double gold. And to know that these products are being created in our cities is just mind-blowing. We have a new coffee shop that opened up just last year called Epic Chemistry. The barista and the owner of that coffee shop came in first in the Eastern Canadian barista competitions, came in 5th in national. So he's the 5th top, barista in Canada. We have a chocolate place in Moncton called La Rouillard. Sorry, a little bit of a mouth twist there. But they make the chocolate right on hand. And you know how when you go to a pub, you can get like a beer flight? Well, they do a chocolate flight at their location so you can try different chocolates and learn about it. And it's just, and obviously the East Coast seafood. You can't go wrong with the East Coast seafood. So there's definitely lots of fun and delicious things that you can do in the city and outside the city.
Chocolate geeks, wine geeks, beer geeks unite in Moncton. Now, sadly, we got to talk about the tactical things.
I know.
So meeting planners need to know what kind of programs they can bring into your region. Tell us a little bit about the ideal group sizes and some of your support, your meeting supports in the city.
Definitely. So if you haven't been to our booth, we are here today with 3 of our hotel partners. So our largest hotel that we do have in Moncton is the Delta. So it does house just over 300 rooms, and their average size would be about, comfortably 500. That would be if you had a trade show component, breakout rooms, all those fun extras that you might need. But they can do a larger group if your maybe needs aren't as big. So 500 is a comfortable number that they have informed me. But if you have additional questions that you want to ask, our teammate from the Delta, Nancy, is here. Some of you may be very familiar with Nancy, but please come and chat to her. She'd be happy to do any type of question, answer with you, no problem. We have the Crown Plaza with us as well, which is our 2nd largest property. It is actually situated directly kitty corner from our new Avenir Event Center, which is where the World Juniors were held, and you may have seen on TSN and all those fun sports channels throughout the December, January months. Again, large property, lots of rooms, and our city alone has over 3,000 rooms that we can accommodate, one of the largest room inventories for hotels in the province. And then we also have Canvas with us as well, which is a Hilton Tapestry hotel. So very modern, urban, boutique style hotel in the downtown core, which also houses a newly rooftop tapas and lounge bar on the top of their hotel as well. So
our bucket lists keep growing because I need to see the new Canvas. This is the only Canvas property in Canada, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yes, exactly. So this is a brand new, how does he describe it? Urban luxury.
Urban, modern, boutique style.
Exactly. Right in the heart of it. So we're adding that to the bucket list. The Crown Plaza just went through a ton of renovations.
Yes, their renos finished in 2019. So they did have some renos as well done, and their property looks amazing as well.
And I can speak to Nancy's creativity. I think I had a program of about 550 and
Okay,
she
yes.
pulled some strings and we made it work. It was extremely successful program. So thank you to Nancy and her team. Now, Karen, you did mention something to me the other day that you are looking to expand more resources for planners. What's on the horizon?
We hope so. If any of you do get the MPI newsletter, you may have read in the month past, I guess, there was a little blurb about Moncton doing a research study for a potential convention center. So there is talks about the potential of bringing a convention center into that Moncton Dieppe area. As far as I'm aware, it will be attached to the Delta, which will add to their current meeting space. So their large ballroom they currently have is about a little over 8,000 square feet. And then they have over 25,000 as an entire square footage with breakout spaces and all those types of things. But this will just add to that inventory. So that is a research that's being done right now, a feasible study to see if we can house having a convention center in our cities, which I feel like we definitely could do and could utilize big time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I think now the planners learning about all of these bucket list moments that they can experience.
Yes.
They're going to be flocking to the region, so let's make sure that we can accommodate everyone. Now, aside from being here in the spotlight on stage, how can people best engage with your team?
So with us, if you're here today and you want to stop by, we're at booth 813, and you can come see us. We are more than happy to chat with you today. And if not, I did put some cards on the seats here and on the tables. My contact information is on the bottom of that. The QR code at the top actually takes you directly to our meetings and conventions page on our website where my contact info is also situated. If you wish to talk to any of our hotel partners, the 3 that I did mention that are here today are here to talk and happy to answer any questions that you folks may have. And if there's anything else that I can do, please let me know. I can send out RFPs. I can, get you guys into the right contacts and all that fun stuff.
Thank you for spending your time here with Karen. Karen's going to be at booth 813 for the rest of the day. Go by and say hi. And if you want to return to the spotlight on stage, we're back here at 2:45 with the Autograph Hotel Collection here at the Canadian Meetings and Events Expo. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.